Welcome back everyone, my name is Davin Reddy and in this video we'll try to implement Spring Security. As we have seen in the theory video that we can use Spring Security to secure our Spring based application. Now it can be the enterprise application, it can be a desktop application, or it can be a web application. In this example, we'll try to implement a web application and we'll try to secure that. Now first of all, if you say you want to secure it, of course you need a web application here. Okay, so I had a choice of making the application from scratch and then implementing security, or we can use the existing application and securing them. But I thought you'll be watching this for the first time, so let's go with step by step. So let's create a project. I will be doing this project live here. So let me create a simple project. So I will say new, and then we'll be using here Spring Boot. Okay, we'll not be working on normal Spring because it takes a lot of configuration. And nowadays, most of the projects are built in Spring Boot. So let's go for Spring Starter project. And here, you can mention your name here. So I will say this is my secure app. Of course, you can name anything, doesn't matter. And then let's give a package name as com.telusko. You can have any package name, doesn't matter. And here as well, okay, so this package name should be com.telusko.demo. No, not demo, but secure app. Okay, now once we got that, let's click on next. Now here, what are the things we need? Now, first of all, we have to specify the Spring Boot version. Now this version is working perfectly, so let's not change this. And then here, we can search for certain things. Example, we want to make a web project, right? So we'll select web. That's one thing we require. The next thing we require is JPA because we also need to work with database. As of now, we don't need that, but later on we'll be needing that. Okay, let's not do that now. The next thing we need here is security, but then we'll do that later as well. So we can select that here. You can say security, or you can add that later manually. Let's click on next and click on finish. Now, once you got your web project, you can see on the left hand side, we got a project which is secure demo or secure app. That's our project, and you can see we have all the dependencies added here. Now, once we got them, let's create a simple application. Now, first of all, whenever you say you want an application, you need a controller, right? Because the query which I'll be firing now is, okay, this is the application which we got, but when we want to call these methods. Example, if I go to my browser, here if I say the port number by default will be localhost colon 8080. If I say local colon 8080, you can see it is showing nothing, right? We got refused. But even if you do that, and if I say get aliens, I want to get details about all the aliens because I feel programmers are aliens, right? Because we live in different world. If I click on enter, you can see it will not return anything. We want this. We want it to return get aliens. Okay, number of aliens, let's say 3 to 4 aliens. So then their ID, their name, and their, let's say, current technology they're working on. So if you want to implement that, let's go to our thing. Let's create a home controller. Of course, right, you need a controller to work with this. So let's create a home controller because we'll be having something to handle the home request. So that's our controller, and I'm expecting that you should be knowing Spring MVC a bit. So we'll have to say controller here. That's one thing. And then here you have to mention certain methods. The first method you need is public string, which will return the home page, right? I want to return the name of the home page. So I will say home, and here we'll simply return, we'll say request mapping, and this will be false. So whenever you call a home page, it should return the home page. Oh, but unfortunately we don't have a home page. We need to create one. So we'll simply return, we can also return index.html or index.jsp or home.jsp. The page name doesn't matter. You can have any page name. Just make sure that you mention that page name here. So we are saying home.jsp, but you can see we don't have pages here. So let's go to our main, and inside main, so you can see in our SRC we have main. Inside this main, we need a folder. So let's get oh, not this one. Let's create a folder name as web app. So we'll say folder web app. This is where you have to put all your JSP pages. We can also use theme leaf here. That's your choice again. And here in this, I want to create a JSP page, which is named as home.jsp. Now in this page, home.jsp, I want to print welcome aliens. That's it. I just want to print welcome aliens. So whenever I call home.jsp, it should print welcome aliens. Let's try this first. Right click here, say run as. I hope it will work. Let's try. So I will say run as Spring Boot app. You can see it says it started. Let's go back to our browser, and here if I say enter, oh, we got an error. You can see it says download. That's weird, right? We don't want to download a page. The thing is, Spring Boot by default doesn't work with JSP, right? You have to add one more dependency to make it work with JSP. Don't worry, you will get the source code in the description area where you can directly download the code. But if you want to work with JSP with Spring Boot, you need to add one dependency. So for that, we need to go to Maven repository, and this is where you will search for Tomcat Jasper, because this is responsible to convert your JSP into servlet. And we can pick up any one. Let me just go with this table one. So let's go with 8.5. This one. This should work, I guess. Let's paste it here. And you can see, in fact, there's one way you can do that. You can actually check the Tomcat version you're working with. So you can see the Tomcat version which we are working here is 9.0.14. In fact, that should be the best option, right? Let's go with the suitable one so that it will not create much issue later. Let's format it. Okay, now once you got this Tomcat Jasper, it takes some time to download. Okay, so once we got our Jasper, let's restart the application once again. And now if I go back to the browser, let's go back here and say, okay, I want to call the home page, and you can see we got welcome aliens. At least this is working. Now we want to have one more page which will show all the aliens, okay? And I know we are going for a lengthy code, but then this will make much more sense later. In fact, let's not do that now. Let's say I want to secure this home page, okay? Let's do that. Let's implement Spring Security here. What I want is whenever a user goes to the home page, like the moment I say enter, I want to make sure that the user is logged in. I know when you call home page, anyone can call the home page, right? There's no username and password for the home page. But at least for this application, I want to secure it. I want to ask for the username and password for this home page. If you want to do that, the first thing you have to do is in your controller, instead of calling home.jsp, you should be always calling login.jsp, where a user will enter username and password. That's one thing you have to do. The second thing you have to do is once a user is entering username and password, you have to verify it. Okay, we'll do that. The next thing you have to do it, you have to also maintain the session. There are a lot of steps you have to do, right? Instead of doing that, what if I say you can use Spring Security here, which will give you all those features? What I'm talking about is, let's go back to our POM.xml file, and this is where you just need to add one dependency. Trust me, that's how it works. Let me just prove my point. What I will do is, if you want to get that login form, okay, let's go back here and search for Spring Security Boot, and you can see this is the one we have to use. Again, the version you can go for is 2.1.2. Let's copy and paste. In fact, you don't even have to maintain the version because that's something you have defined in the global scope here. Let's format it once again. And you can see we have added Spring Security as well. Now, once you have added it here, let's relaunch the application and let's see the magic. Just by adding that Spring Security, let's see the magic. Let's relaunch it. Let's go back. And now here, if I say refresh, can you see that? The moment I refreshed, we got a login page. We have not created any login page in our application. And that's the beauty of Spring Boot or Spring Boot Security. Now, one thing is amazing here. We are securing the application. Everything will be maintained by Spring Security. We don't have to maintain the session or something like that. Okay. But then what is a username and password? I don't know. Let's try. So by default, the username is user. So when you talk about Spring Security, the username is user. Oh, but what's the by default password? Is it ABCD or 1234? So if you go back to your console, let's scroll. Can you see that we have a security password which is generated here? So of course, this is not a recommended way of doing that. This is just a static password which you got. But just for the time being, we can try it. So you can see it says user and username and password. Let's click on sign in. It worked. Can you see that? We got welcome aliens. So if you have 10 pages, if you try to access any other page now, we don't have any other page, but let's try with get aliens. You can see it says, oh, we don't have that page, right? That's the issue. But then if you want to access the application, you have to provide login and password. Now, I know there's one question in your mind. Of course, as a user, you will not remember this password. What if you want to create your own account? Of course, we can do that. What if you want to fetch data from database? Of course, you'll be having a table there, which will have username and password. So let's say if your application has 10 users, every user need to have a different username and different password. How can we do that? Even we can do that. So we'll see that everything in the next video. We'll see how do you change the user and password, because we don't want to work with this user and password which is specified by the Spring Security. What if you want to have username as Naveen and password as 1234? Can we do that? So yes, in the next video, we'll see how do you change the user and password which is in memory. maybe after that video, we'll also see how do you fetch data from database. Okay, so we'll do that everything, but in the upcoming videos. That's it from this video, where we have seen how do you create a simple Spring application and how do you add a Spring security module there. So that's from this video. I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know in the comment section and do subscribe for further videos.